Sol de Janeiro has just launched a new fragrance, and I want to talk to you about it today. This is their new Cheirosa 39, which is a re-release of a previously discontinued fragrance called Coco Cabana. It has gotten a ton of hype online. I finally have my nose on it, and I want to talk to you about it today. We're going to be going over the keynotes, longevity, price, what I think it smells like, who I think would like this, and my overall thoughts. But before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button down below, give this video a thumbs up, and turn your post notifications on so that you never miss a video. So their original fragrance, Coco Cabana, was originally out in 2019. It was an absolute fan favorite, and as brands tend to do, they discontinued it. So it was very exciting when they announced that they were going to be re-releasing it for a limited time, but this time under the name Cheirosa 39. I'm a huge fan of Sol de Janeiro, so when I heard the scent notes on this fragrance, I just blind bought it. I will say I'm a little disappointed, but we'll get more into that later. Just like most of their limited edition fragrances, this only comes in their 3-ounce travel size bottle, and this bottle is $25. So this is how Sol de Janeiro describes the fragrance. An oceanfront view, ripe coconuts straight from the tree, bare feet in the sand. Cheirosa 39 Perfumes captures the colorful essence of 1939 when Brazilian performer Carmen Miranda showcased her signature fruit headpiece. Bold and mouthwatering, this tranquil fragrance opens with whipped coconut cream, while tropical orchid and toasted praline float on a warm vanilla breeze. Unwind in paradise. Sol de Janeiro also lists the notes for this fragrance. So they said it has a top note of coconut cream, a mid note of warm vanilla and tropical orchid. The dry down or the base notes are creamy sandalwood and toasted praline. I will say with this fragrance, the first spray of this, I immediately just get coconut whipped creams. It definitely has that coconut essence. It's a little bit creamy and it's ever so slightly sweet. However, I will say right off the bat, this isn't overwhelmingly sweet. I was actually surprised at first how unsweet this was. I had heard a lot of creators talk about this fragrance, and when they described it, they would compare it to Sol de Janeiro 71, which is like a super duper sticky sweet fragrance, or say it was like the gourmand of all gourmands. And I will say it is gourmand because it does smell like food. However, it's not overwhelmingly sweet to start. Like I was almost kind of disappointed at the beginning because I was expecting like a sugary sweet coconut, and that is just not what this is right off the bat. It is a photorealistic coconut whipped cream fragrance, and I honestly do think that is a delicious smell. It just wasn't necessarily what I was expecting. And that does linger for a little bit. I think where this fragrance really shines is in the dry down. However, I will say on the dry down, it is very, very light in fragrance. As it dries though, I think the coconut note like completely goes away and I really lose that coconut cream aspect. And then I really start to get that warm vanilla and that orchid coming through, which I love. I love a vanilla and I really love an orchid note. I feel like it's a really light and kind of refreshing way to do a floral which accompanies a heavier note like vanilla. And I feel like the vanilla in this is very sun-kissed vanilla, which pairs beautifully with that orchid. I really don't start to smell that toasted praline note until it's been on my skin for a while. So I would say after about 30 minutes is when I start to get that toasted praline note. It's almost like rich and caramelized sugar, which is like beautiful and sweet and indulgent. It also says it has a base note of creamy sandalwood, but I feel like that is really kind of more in the background, and it's that praline note that really, really shines in the dry down. What I will say about this fragrance though is as it dries, the scent starts to get lighter and lighter and lighter. Obviously, that's just the nature of perfumes. As notes start to dissipate, they start to smell lighter, but I noticed a stark difference between how strong this fragrance was at the beginning with that like in-your-face coconut cream note versus the dry down. After a while, you really are just kind of getting this like barely there praline note. And in my opinion, it faded very, very quickly. Obviously, this is a body mist. I'm not expecting all day wear from it, but in my opinion, Sol de Janeiro body mists usually have very good longevity and very good performance. So I was kind of surprised with how this one faded. If you are looking for like a super rich praline, coconutty, toasted sugar type fragrance, this might not exactly be what you're expecting. It is a beautiful fragrance. It's very dynamic, but it's not gonna be like a super sweet powerhouse gourmand that's gonna last you all day. I would say I stopped really smelling this fragrance completely on my skin at about the 2-hour mark. And really between like hour 1 and hour 2, it was just like, it was like a whisper of the praline note. So unfortunately, I didn't get a ton of longevity with this fragrance. I just think that that's useful information if you're determining if this fragrance is for you. Overall, I do think this is a beautiful fragrance. If you are someone that likes coconut fragrances or you're someone that likes gourmands, I think you would really, really enjoy this fragrance. I don't think this fragrance is blind buy safe just because that initial coconut note is so photorealistic. But I do think it is a beautiful fragrance. It's not my favorite fragrance that Sol de Janeiro has ever done, but I understand why people love it and why people were so excited for it to come back because it is really, really unique. Usually you hear like a beachy, sweet coconut fragrance and it's just like, okay, been there, done that. Every brand makes one, but I think this one is a little bit different. But because of that, I do not think this fragrance is blind buy safe. I think definitely if you can, go and try to smell it. Overall though, it's not my favorite Sol de Janeiro fragrance. I do think it is a beautiful scent, but I do think that there are scents that Sol de Janeiro has come out with that are just better. I know I'm going to be doing a video soon where I'm going to be ranking all of my Sol de Janeiro fragrances. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed to my channel and have those post notifications on so you know when that goes live. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you leave me a comment down below of your favorite Sol de Janeiro fragrance, and I will see you in my next one.